What's up guys, welcome back for some more Metaphor. In this video I want to show you something. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, how can I get the most out of the Metaphor demo? And I'm here to give you the answer. You see, there's a side dungeon called Belega Corridor that you can get from the woman by the magic shop. I can't remember its name for the life of me. And upon coming here, you might be level 9 like I was, but right now, I'm level 24. You might be thinking, how? And how is your HP and MP full? And that is simple. You see, let me just switch my archetype for a second. The Seeker.
The freedom of a wanderer.
So you might be thinking to yourself, shouldn't I be grinding XP on my mage? Not mage, healer. To finish the quest with a social link? And well, no. You see, imagine I'm here fresh, level 9. I came in here at level 9 with 11 20 MP items and 150 MP item.
What now?
I naturally got the sword from behind the dragon. So imagine this is my first time coming in. This will be phase 1. So let's ignore this and all these guys. See, right now, I can kill these guys in one hit, right? But at level 9 you can't do that. So imagine I'm level 9, we're in a fight, and these guys are stunned. All you simply want to do is have the warrior and the knight, and just do this. And that should one-hit them for you. But if not, they're stunned. You can go again and do it again. Now the reason why you don't want to be on the healer or social link is because if the goblins see anyone with a staff, they become enraged and they do crazy damage. Right? So basically, you want to keep doing that, spending all your MP until you are a high enough level to one-shot the... What level is it? Level 8 goblins? Level 9? No, not him. Let me just go downstairs and check. You want to be strong enough to one-hit the level 9 goblins and these level 9 dogs. So you would need to be 3 levels above them. So that's level 12. So you want to keep smacking these goblins into stun, jumping on them and one-hitting them until you're level 11. Now you might need to burn through your MP items to do this, but once you've achieved this, you can move on to phase 2. What's phase 2? Well, it's simple. Once you're in a position where you can one-hit by level 9 goblins, you simply want to switch to the mage. And the reason for this is because with the mage, you have a certain passive. In overworld combat, recovers MP each time an enemy is stunned or defeated. So, and this doesn't just give your character 1 MP like I assumed, it gives everyone in your party 1 MP back. So, phase 2, it's simply running through the dungeon, one-hitting all the level 9 enemy goblins, including the dogs, until you get to the end of the dungeon, and then using the cat to return to the entrance. This respawns all the enemies in the dungeon, so you can just keep doing it again and again and again. So let's imagine we've done that. We're now in phase 2. What you do is you would one-hit these level 9 goblins. The mage is even better for this because it has an AoE attack. I think you one-hit the level 9, but then you would smack level 16 to stun him, but if not, you would just jump on them. And again, you want to just do this. And the reason for this is because the level 16 goblins will give you a lot of XP.
Be careful.
I shall fight as the. Are you prepared?
1 second. They'll give you a lot of XP and archetype XP and such. It'll really boost you up.
Okay,
And
I don't think there's any more
so
back.
phase 2 is run through the dungeon over and over and over again
Just as easy.
until you are level 19. But there's one extra caveat. So you see, while you're doing this, you'll keep repeating this process. You'll jump on level 60 enemies, you'll do your synthesis skill until you have 0 MP. Once you've gotten to that point, you ignore the level 16 enemies, you avoid them completely, and you just keep smacking the level 9 zombies, going through the dungeon, return to the entrance, going through the dungeon, return to the entrance, until the mage hero passive restores your MP to full, and then you'll target level 16s again. This is phase 2. Now, before I move on to explain phase 3, we've had a key mechanic that I was going to explain later on in the video show up. Once you master an archetype, you can keep ranking that archetype up. And instead of ranking up and getting stronger, you'll get an item. You see, at level 20 archetype, the max level for the basic archetypes, it takes 1000 XP to level up. And when you do that, you get an item. An item that gives you 1000 archetype XP. You can use that with any character on any archetype. And that is why I said, do not use the healer. So, with that out the way, I'm going to touch on one other aspect I was going to mention later too. It is worth doing this, because when you get an archetype to rank 20, it gives that character a permanent passive boost that transfers no matter what archetype you use. So with that out the way, let me show you what this looks like in the menu.
What now?
As you can see, I have 21 of these, and all of these are max. It takes about 13 to max out an archetype. So let's give him the knight.
Right. I could get used to this.
It takes
A new ability. Right. I could get used to this.
4 of them to hit rank 11, which satisfies the requirement for level 10 healer. And conversely, it takes 13 of these things to max it out. Which I'm just going to do, because I don't know if I'm going to save this. You guys can count yourselves.
Right. I could get used to this.
And there it is. He now gets permanent +2 endurance just from having that knight maxed out. And this applies no matter what archetype he has on. So he now takes less damage permanently. So you would just want to keep running through the dungeon, using your MP on the level 16 enemies, and using the level 9 enemies to restore your MP. Now, I'm going to show you my favourite sections of the dungeon for XP. So pretend I'm still level 9, I can't kill that level 16 one right there. You would hit them butterflies, hit these dogs. I wouldn't even bother going in there, because you only get one of them. Now, with the mage, you just tap this. You wouldn't get one of them because he's level 16. Now, one of my favourite parts in the dungeon is right here. You wouldn't be able to get most of these goblins, you would get like 2 of them. Most of these are level 16. But you'd simply just want to run up here, do this, and then this. And that will give you a lot of XP at level 11. And it would restore about 10 MP or so. Only 2 of these goblins are level 9. So you only get 2 of them. And 3 of these goblins right here are level 9. Now, unless you're farming for items specifically, I wouldn't bother looping around there to get them 3 butterflies. I would simply just run down here and run through here, just doing this. Those 2 are level 16, you wouldn't get them. But the ones that hide behind the pillar, They're level 9. And the best part is,
Is that the end?
once they're blue, they cannot force you into combat. So I'm still level 11, I can't kill those. Imagine that. And then you wanna, don't lock onto any of them, just stand right here, mage kills them all. And every time you do that, you would get 1 MP for everyone back. So you'd run through just doing that, restore your MP, and talk about 16s again, all the way up until you reach level 19. This is phase 3.
What?
You just want to leave. Now,
Let's head back.
I do want to make one note. While you're doing this and you're running through this with the mage on, you want to save every single time you run through this. And the reason is, well, it's a mechanic I mentioned earlier. If a goblins see you with a staff, they go in rage mode and they do crazy damage. And they can do it a lot since they've smacked you. So say you're running through. You hit them by level 9s, you're avoiding them by level 16s because you're out of MP. But you fuck off. A level 16 hits you. You're pretty much done. You're gonna die, probably, most likely. So that's where you should save every time you run through. So now let's say we've done all this, we farmed, and we're now level 19. This is where the fun begins, or, well, the pain begins. You see, you can still manually jump into a fight, but I don't think it's worth it for the time invested. Say I'm level 19, you can just quickly run through, just killing everything. Now,
Very impressive.
I personally like to keep the mage equipped while I do this, because as I mentioned, the basic attack that it has is the best. It has so much range, and you can take care of everything. At this point, in phase 3, where you can one-shot everything, this is what the run would look like.
On your toes, everyone!
You would just keep running through, and smacking them all.
I knew you could do it.
Now, pretend for a second the final boss isn't dead too. This won't affect it at all. When I ran through this, I did not know about this mechanic. I only had 40 MP when I fought the boss, and it was painful. Very painful. I had to burn through a bunch of items. Where are they? Where is it? This one, I think. Yeah, this. I believe you get fruit nowadays from the dogs. So I would have Stroll use these. I would have Alucard, or my character, buff Hulkenberg with attack damage using Seeker. And then I would have Hulkenberg use a Synthesis weakness skill. And the reason for this is because even with the weakness, basic attacks were only doing like 40 damage to the boss. I barely managed to win at 40 MP. It was quite difficult. If I had known all these mechanics and these functions that I could do back then, it would have been so easy. And one other thing I'd like to touch on is when you level up, I like to put my points into luck, so I can increase the amount of treasures and the items I can farm from enemies. Now, that might not be the most ideal thing. It's that, because to put this into perspective, right now, I have 99 of these, and all this is only worth about 20k, which isn't even a fraction of the amount of money I have. Because to truly put this into perspective, tomorrow, that mag will have an exchange rate of 1 to 3. So if I were to sell all my mag, I would have 400,000 reeves, which is nothing. I mean, which is makes for 20,000 nothing in comparison to that. So, if you want to put your points into something else, be my guest. Personally, I think if you put your points into luck or endurance, you can't go wrong, right? Because at this stage in the game, I don't know what kind of archetype I'm going to settle on. I might do Gunner, I might do the tier 3 mage, I don't know yet. Might do tier 3 seeker, I have no idea. But luck and endurance, I can't go wrong. And the reason why I say endurance and not agility is because agility only increases your chance to evade damage. Endurance definitely reduces the damage you take. Now again, I'm no expert, you know, it's still a demo. Agility could be better. I could be wasting my points. I have no idea. But that is my stat distribution for now. So, tier 3, you can pretty much do this as much as you want.
On your toes, everyone.
Just keep on doing this again and
I
again
knew you could do it.
until you have the amount of money, the amount of reaves, the amount of items, and the level that you want. As I already said, I mastered all of them of him and unlocked them all for him. Honestly, 26, 13, 13, 39, 39 plus 26, 67, there's somewhere, but let's just say 70, because I can't be bothered doing maths. I would need 70 more of them items to max out everything for everyone. Which is, you know, I could probably do that on like one day of grinding if I wanted to, just running through again and again.
Yeah, nice work.
Now, phase 3 is technically the last phase of this dungeon. However, there is one more phase, which is the final boss. And what I would recommend, I touched on this a little bit earlier, is before you go into the fight, use the cat to save, switch your character to Seeker, and depending on what level you got to and how much you grinded, I would recommend having Stroll use the Fire Fang arrows, I believe they're called. No, just Fire Fang, to do fixed 150 damage no matter what. I tried to use stunning arrows on the boss and it didn't seem to have any effect. I think he might be immune to them. So based on how powerful you are and how much you grinded through this phase before facing that boss, I would have Stall use them Fire Fang arrows. I would recommend you switch your class to Seeker. And have your character use, what is it, Tarukaja on Hulkenberg, and then have Hulkenberg use the synthesis skill Jump Thrust. Yeah, Jump Thrust on the boss. So your turn order would look like Hulkenberg, Jump Thrust, Alucard, Tarukaja on Hulkenberg, Stroll, Fire Fang. And then you would keep doing this unless one of you went low on health, and you then use Alucard Day on an ally. And you would just keep alternating between Tarukaja and Day on your main character as and when you need it. You keep using Fire Fang and Stall, and keep using Jump Thrust synthesis skill on Hulkenberg. Again, you might not need to use Fire Fang Arrow, you might not even need to use Day. It all depends on how much you farm in phase 3. Now, I do have one more tip for the likes of phase 2, and potentially even phase 3.
What?
And that is another mechanic in the game
Let's head back.
called inherited skills. So, let me just show you.
Now, where was I?
You go to Academia. And upon speaking to the guy over here,
Do make yourself at home.
I would suggest that you have your character's mage temporarily inherit the skill Day. And the reason for this is because if the level 9 enemy smack you while you're in the field, while you won't be dragged into battle, it will do damage. So it's just a nice thing you can use to keep your characters topped up as they level up, as they take hits, and it might come in clutch if you accidentally get dragged into a fight with level 16s. Because all you need is one turn to get the synthesis skill from Stroll off because he has the most damage. And to that end, it doesn't even matter if your character dies, so long as Hulkenberg and Stoll are alive for your turn. You can pull it back. You can win that fight. You can pull it back completely with one synthesis skill. And if not, you can keep restarting the fight until you get the RNG on your side. And then you can use the inherited day skill to top yourself up and just keep farming. So you have two fallbacks in that situation. You have the save at the entrance, which you should be doing regularly. And you have the skill day to allow you more opportunity to make mistakes. So if you use these two functions, you should hardly ever lose progress, if ever. I personally did not lose any progress at any point, but you know, that's because I used these two functions. Now, once you're done with this, I mean, maybe you could switch up for something else. I'm not really too bothered. I haven't really looked too much. For example, instead of having hammer, I would probably switch this. Oh, that costs 20,000. No, I'm not doing that right now. That's a crazy amount. Insane amount of damage. But I ultimately probably will end up using Seeker with my character, purely because leveling up more social rank seems to let you inherit more skills on the Seeker. So if you have a tier 3 Seeker with a maxed out social rank with more, you can probably inherit passives that will boost your output and your character's ability to perform higher than what you'd be able to do with other characters. Now, it is personally my hope that at more rank 10 or 8 or whatever it is now lets you inherit more skills for all archetypes, because otherwise I feel like I'm being locked into Seeker, which is a shame, because I would like to have my character experiment with archetypes like Gunner, for example, which, you know, you can tell what the other archetypes in the game are by running around and looking at the locked bookshelves upstairs. But that's not the purpose of this video. So with that in mind, I think that's all the tips for this.
You'll come again.
So I've explained phase 1, I've explained phase 2, and I've explained phase 3. And once you've taken care of the boss, you're on phase 4, which is the dungeon's just your bitch now. You come into the entrance, you save, and there isn't anything in the dungeon that can harm you. You farm it to level 19, you kill the boss, and then from there, you can just, you know, this dungeon is no longer a dungeon, it's a farm. It's a renewable, infinite, repeatable, renewable farm. And you can do this by taking advantage of the field one-hit enemy mechanic and the mage hero passive to restore MP. So long as you have the sword you get from the dragon chest in the mines, and so long as you have the ability to get to level 12, you can do it. You can do everything I've just explained to get to this point. Phase 1 is the hardest and most crucial part of the dungeon to get right. Once you've done that, you can do the other phases relatively easily. It's just a matter of time. So I want to reiterate that when I came into this dungeon, I was level 9, I had 11 20 MP restoratives, and 1 50 MP restorative. And again, I didn't do this the most efficient way, because I was trying to level up the healer when I first came here. So I undoubtedly used more than what I needed to get to that point. So if you're watching this video, you can do it in a more efficient way. You can use the Seeker, get to level 12, then switch to the Mage, inherit the Day skill, farm for level 9 for MP, use for level 16s to burst the MP and spend it for burst XP, Because if you get that unscathed bonus, you will get a shit ton of XP. It's like 100 a pop, depending on how many goblins are there. I think the highest I've seen is 96. And that's a lot of XP. Because you'll be getting like, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like 11, 12 XP for level 9 goblins when you're low level. And that goes down as you level up, by the way. Right now, I don't know if you noticed, but right now I get like 8 XP less. And I'm level 24. And I think that's all. No, I get 8 XP from level 16 goblins. I get 2 XP from level 9 goblins, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, I get 1 XP from level 6s now. And what do I get from? And I get 8 XP from level 16s. So as you can imagine, the numbers aren't that much higher when you're, you know, level 12. So you'll probably get me like somewhere between 12 and 20 XP when you're farming them at level 12. So that's why if you use level 16s as a way to best spend your MP for more resources, you'll get the unscathed bonus, there'll be a higher level, you'll get more XP, and you'll get like up to 96 XP if there's like 4 of them. Which is a big boost.
What now?
When it's like 1.2 thousand to level up back down there. It's a lot. It's a lot bigger boost. It really is. Put that into perspective. That means 140 MP will get you roughly about 750 XP. Because you're not going to get 96 XP every time. So you can just keep bursting it for burst XP, level up, put points in, farm bullet level 9 some more MP, burst spend it for more XP, and you just keep repeating this process, this delicate balance between farming for MP and bursting it for XP. And once you've, as I said, once you've reached level 19, not level 19, 21. No, it is level 19, yeah, it is level 19. Once you reach level 19, you get past that point, and you don't even need to burst it anymore. Or I mean, you don't need to burst it, yeah. You just run through farming and one-hitting all the goblins. And at that point, you don't really need to care about this XP as much. Instead, you'll be looking for things like getting more of these, getting farming money, farming mag, and to put into perspective, running the most efficient farm route for the dungeon possible, you will get roughly 1000 mag and 1000 reaves per run through if you ignore the side rooms that only have like 2 goblins in. You can probably get it up to a little bit more, but for the time it takes to get to them and then getting back onto the main path, I personally don't believe it's worth it. It's best to run the main path, get to the 2 really good spots, i.e. the dogs that run at you, and the line of like 8 goblins that you can kill in one hit with the mage. Those 2 are the best places in the dungeon for XP, and then just killing anything in the way in between. You just gotta be really careful in phase 2 while you're using the mage class to farm MP to not get hit by level 16. But as I said, between saving and having day as an inheritable skill from the mage, you should be fine. You really should be. So that basically just wraps it all up really, the final thoughts on what to do to farm this place. You've got the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and finally phase 4 with the boss. But there's no phase 5. Well, I mean technically this is phase 5 with the boss dead, being level 19. There's no longer a single threat in this dungeon. These enemies cannot stop me at all. And this is just a farm. There's not a single threat here. Every single one of these goblins isn't an enemy. It's an XP source. It is an archetype XP source, it is a mag source, and most importantly, it's a reeve source. Now if I wanted to, I could probably farm this shit all the way up until level 99. Now, you would have to be truly crazy, truly brain broken, to invest the sheer amount of time it would take to get to level 99.
Safe for now.
But beyond that, you can get as much money as you want, as much mag as you want,
They saw us.
as much archetype XP items as you want. This place, as I said already, once you reach phase 5 and get to this point, not even a dungeon anymore. It's a running simulator for XP.
Keep it.
So with that being said, the amount of what you get from doing this
Skill.
is the amount of time and personal sanity you're willing to invest into this. You could do this a little bit, get a few
Looks like
levels,
it could be useful.
get a few archetype XP items, or you could go truly insane, farm all the way up to level 99, farm enough archetype XP items to max out every archetype in the game for every character. You could go truly insane with this if you wanted to. You could dedicate every single waking hour
Right, we
for every single day until the 11th of October,
That'll do it.
just farming this, if you really wanted to. I have already spent an ungodly amount of hours doing this, just to get to this point.
What now?
I stopped 2 days ago, at like 16 hours spent
Skill.
from just doing this. Right now, I have 19 hours in the demo, and I probably spent about 13 hours of them just doing this, farming this one dungeon. And as I said, if I wanted to, I could round that time up infinitely. The game won't stop me, the dungeon can't stop me, to get as much out of this as I wanted. I could complete almost every single thing in terms of grinding in this one place alone before the game even comes out, if I was truly insane. And to be honest with you, you know, maybe I won't. I'm not that insane. I can't, man. I think my psyche will give up before then. But that's gonna do it, guys.
amazing. Great.
That's how you can farm this place infinitely. That's how you can get as much out of this place as you want. This is how you can get as much game time out of this demo as you want.
Exemplary.
Everything is here. This is basically the one piece of Metaphor demo. This is Raftel. Gold Roger left everything here,
Stand ready.
and so long as you're willing to put in the time and investment, and so long as you're willing to be insane, you can have it all. You can have everything in the game before the demo, even before the full game even releases. And you might be thinking to yourself, what's the point of getting so much money? Well, in the sword shop, there is a 50k Reeves item sword for the Seeker that has 200 attack,
What now?
which I believe is worth it, because even this right here is only 144. It is a truly insanely broken sword. Not only that, but there is a 50k armor piece
Avoid this fight.
that gives you an insane amount of defense. I believe it's 200, and +1 to all stats as well. And in fact, I'm going to show you what these items look like as soon as I get to the end of this dungeon. I will see you shortly. So here we are, in the sword store. And there it is. 200 attack. It is a truly insanely broken weapon. And it looks like only Seeker can use it. So it's basically for your main character.
Yeah.
Absurdly broken. And then you also have the
What'll I do?
50,000 talks in the other vendor. Let me just get enough money to get it. Sold 11k and got a shit ton of money.
Gone to shite, this has.
Okay. For your
And
pun.
then you can use that to get another insanely broken piece. 200 defense. Which I'm gonna put on him. Because why the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? And then that's everything you can do with that.
Gone to shite, this
And then
ass.
the only other thing left worth mention,
Alright then.
well, to be honest it isn't. You see there's a bunch of 50k items in there, I believe. And then there's a bunch of 50k items in there. The Lycon Magic Association. None of which seem to be too outstanding, to be honest with you. But if you want to farm for more to afford them, you can. So that's gonna do it. That's how you can farm the Belega Corridor for as much as you want, and basically achieve all the grinding goals, all the fetch goals,
Just can't stand it.
or the stretch goals, I should say,
With us anyway.
in the demo. You could keep doing it and buy any 50k item you want. You could get that's available in the demo, that is. You can max out all the archetypes. You can reach the max level. You can do all of this in the demo using one dungeon and the one phase system I just explained. So that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps a lot. I'll see you on the next time. Bye for now.